This is a story about a young man following his dreams. With his two passions as a chef and a hunter, this 7th generation Texan carves his way through the wilderness harvesting wild game. He only takes what he can use and always shows respect for nature. So come with him as he harvests from the fields, waters, and woods, calling it his very own pantry.
I'm back in the swamp with my buddy Blake Jackson. We are going to the mouth of Lake Verret to lay a late night trot line. Blake has been fishing here his whole entire life and knows some pretty good spots. It's a surefire way we'll have a pretty good meat haul in the morning.
This is our catfish bait. It's our specialty. It's a stank bait wrapped shrimp. Kind of like bacon shrimp, but for catfish.
I like that. You make it sound tasty.
You got any more hooks?
No, that's it.
What you think, Blake?
I say we just go home and let the line do its job, see what we come up with.
Yeah, just get some rest and check in the morning.
Yep.
Go one full arm, fingertip to fingertip length, and that's gonna be the distance between the hooks.
Okay.
And then basically we go one arm length. That's how far we're gonna dangle our hook.
Okay.
So, and we could probably put 60 hooks on this line. So really we just try to organize the line the best we can so that when we get out there we don't have all kind of problems hanging it up.
Last thing you want to do is be tangled when you're out there in the swamp.
Yeah, you want to do everything you can on land.
So we're gonna go out there, check our other line we have out, and lay this one out because it's gonna be a little bit better, and hopefully we'll have a nice 60-pound catfish on it.
Before we hit the water, Blake's getting some of our provisions.
I like Angel Soft.
Cottonelle's my brand.
Cottonelle?
Yeah.
Okay. I use coffee filters when I run out of toilet paper. Sometimes I just don't wipe it off.
Now that we have everything we need, it's time to check the line that we laid out the night before. Being on the water and experiencing God's nature is truly what we enjoy. Nothing gets much better than this for us.
All right. Let's go ahead and check this line.
I can already feel something tugging on this line. Oh yeah, I think we got a nice one. It's another good eating size right there.
Let's try to keep them in the water till we get there.
Okay. We got one in the boat. Okay. Not a bad little place after all.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He might be hooked a little. No, he's. One more, yeah, nice. Nice little spot we picked here, man. That's a nice one, Caleb. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Where's that freaking hook at? This hook kind of deep.
Yeah.
Hooked in the eyeball. Might have to work for this one a little bit. Or you want to just cut the? Okay.
We still got bait on some of the hooks, so I don't think we look too bad, really.
We did good.
Right?
Blake and I raked it in on the first line. Now it's time to check the next.
Get your paws on it. Feel anything tugging? No. Oh yeah, feel something tugging. Looks like we got something.
Wait till the last second to bring them to the surface so we can make sure we keep them on the line. Okay, we got some nice little catfish here, man. Good size. This is perfect size eating, Caleb.
Nice.
Just like we talked about, usually the smaller things are the better eating ones. And it looks like we're gonna be eating us some catfish. Okay, watch out, because this one here might get off the line. I'm gonna put them in the boat and I'm gonna, okay.
There we go, now we're talking.
That's how you get them off the line right there.
That's awesome, man.
Okay.
That's a nice trick.
That is nice.
What's this one that we're
This one
coming
here,
up to?
That's a crappie. We don't want that.
Is it good for bait?
But look at this nice catfish we got. We bait the crab trap with him. Why don't you take him off? Looks like we got another one down there. Some nice ones. Look at this. We got 4 or 5 of them now.
There we go.
Okay.
So is that legal keeping size?
Of course. Of course. Oh, he stuck me.
Oh, you did. You're bleeding.
Put this on the floor back there. Just let them fall there on the floor. We'll get them in a second. That catfish stuck me pretty good there. Usually I'm pretty careful about watching for myself, but them little ones you just can't watch enough, man. So you know what I'm gonna do to get them back? I'm gonna eat them. What do you think, Caleb?
Hey, Gots to.
I mean, you gotta pay something. We're not paying money here, but we're paying with our blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm not crying yet, but I am bleeding.
So what kind of? Ooh, look.
That is a nice. Here, look. That's some good pea cologne.
So what kind of catfish is this?
This is a blue cat, kind of like the big one I caught there. This is a perfect eating size. This guy here is gonna provide us with good quality food. We don't have to. We can fry this one up. Usually the bigger ones have a lot of fat content and they don't taste as good. This one here is a perfect size. I think we did pretty good here. And my blood is gonna chum the water, kind of, you know. Might even catch a shark tomorrow.
Man, he really got you.
Yeah, he got me pretty good. So this is how the Indians used to do, right? One of my good buddies taught me. He said you keep your hand above your head and it'll stop the bleeding. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll try it. You know, I'm willing to try anything at this point. It's kind of not stopping. It's just keep going. Do we have a EMS on call? EMT? What's an EMS? See, I'm gonna show you this trick, and this is definitely a real trick. I'm not kidding you here. You take some of the slime off his back, okay? I'm gonna take this fish here. I'm just gonna rub that sting real good, okay? That's an old Cajun trick right there. I guarantee it'll be healed by lunchtime. I'm gonna rinse them off because my buddies don't want to eat my blood. And watch it heal. It's magic. And I'll use this method too.
Now that we have a boat full of fish, Blake's gonna show us how he cleans them in his backyard.
Give me a little poke here. Just cutting board, that's all right. And this is all, you know, educational stuff. This isn't gross, right? This is actually a part of life.
Yeah, and I like the way that that you're using your natural resources. You know, you're using a tree because we don't have a cutting board out here.
Like you said earlier, if we'd be in the woods right now and we didn't have a cutting board, we know what we can do. That's why I like to use stuff like that, because it's practice.
That's awesome, man. I just learned something today. That's pretty cool. That's how you fillet a fish in the swamp without a cutting board.
That's right.
Now that we've finished cleaning the fish, it's time to cook it up. So right now, it's time to take revenge on that catfish that attacked my friend. Look how beautiful this meat is. Earlier, whenever we were catching the catfish, I was showing you how efficient it is to run a trot line. And I think that's a great idea for a lot of y'all out there who want to get out there in the wild and you want to make sure that you have something to come home with. Go ahead and lay a trot line while you're busy off doing other things. Look what we came up with. I mean, it's amazing. Just put a little bit of time to put on a trot line. You go to sleep, you wake up, boom, you got tons of catfish. We're going to do it two different ways here. We're going to do a fried catfish and a blackened catfish. As you can see, these are a little bit smaller catfish that we got on the trot line. What we did is we went ahead and left one fillet on one side and we took it off of the other side. The whole purpose of this is to take it off of one side so those bones get nice and crispy, and these fins are going to be like potato chips to give you a nice texture to it, and you can eat everything. So we're going to do a basic Cajun seasoning on this. We're going to do some Old Bay seasoning, some garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne, some paprika. It's going to be magnificent. Go ahead and season this all up. We're going to put some more Old Bay seasoning on it. I think it's very crucial with a lot of seafood because of that little extra flavor. It also has almost a little bit of a sweetness to it, which you really, really want. A lot of times people are saying, what's missing in this dish? And I think a lot of time that is a pinch of sugar. So we're going to go ahead and put a little pinch of sugar on here too. So a lot of these bigger pieces, I'm going to go ahead and save that for the blackening procedure. And the smaller ones, we're going to fry them up like little nuggets. We're going to go ahead and throw it in the flour. Once you taste this, you're going to understand why it's so important to go out and lay a trot line, because it's so efficient and so easy just to do that and come out with what you get, you know, to come out with some nice catfish. You didn't sit out all day in the sun, baking in the heat. You know, you went home and you took a nap and you got some rest. The next thing you know, you got a bunch of fish. Some people call it the lazy way of hunting, you know, but I call it the most efficient way. To me, that's what's really important. I have this thing, when I go out into the woods or the swamp, I don't like to get skunked. I always like to come back with something. So these little tricks like this, make sure that you are able to come back with something. To me, that's extremely important. You're spending a lot of time out there. You're spending time in the woods, you're spending gasoline, you're spending food on snacks. You don't ever want to come back empty-handed. It's very important to always come back with something. You know, it gives you that sense of pride, something that you worked really hard for. And I always strive to have that feeling, you know. It feels great to go out there, spend some time, put out some blood, sweat, and possibly even tears, you know, to get what you get. And it's all worth it. The most organic meat possible, and it's all free range. All these fish were very happy. They had a very happy life. And that's going to translate into the meat. Happy life equals happy meat. Our catfish is fried. Now it's time to make our side dish. We're gonna go ahead and do a coleslaw. I think it's gonna be really good with this because it's gonna add a freshness that's really needed with the fried and the blackened fish. So first, we're gonna start off with our sauce. I like to use Miracle Whip in this instance. We're gonna use a touch of Dijon mustard, a splash of red wine vinegar, and always salt and pepper for seasoning. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a pinch of sugar. Now that we have our sauce together, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some carrot sticks, which we have, and then cut up some cabbage to go with that. The cabbage is gonna be great with this. It gives you that nice crispy texture. It's really gonna counterbalance everything. The crucial part of this is you need to have it very thin. There we go. So we got our cabbage. Make sure to keep the roots and stuff out of it. We're gonna toss that together. Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and throw in some green onions and a little pinch of lemon. The lemon's very good for you. It has a lot of good enzymes in it that help with your digestion, and it also cut through the mayonnaise as well, or Miracle Whip in this instance. Got our green onions, a little squeeze of some lemon juice. We're set. So we're gonna put this to the side. The salt's gonna pull the moisture out of the cabbage and the carrots, and everything's gonna blend together. Go ahead and turn on my pan, get that nice and hot for the blackening procedure. What I'm gonna do a little bit different in this instance is I'm gonna use a lemon infused olive oil, and I think that's really gonna bring some great flavor to this catfish. So go ahead and add that in. We got our blackened catfish over here. I'm gonna go ahead and add some green onions and some lemon zest to it, so when we blacken it, it's gonna stick to it, make that really nice crust. So on our catfish, we got salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, and also some cayenne pepper. We're sticking with the whole Louisiana theme. So we got our pan nice and hot. You want to hear a sizzle when you put it in. There we go. This piece looks a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of butterfly it a little bit. Smash that green onion and all that seasoning in there. So there we go. We got our blackened catfish working with our lemon infused olive oil. I think it's going to add an excellent touch to that. Go ahead and get this all together, and we'll be plating it up here in a minute. So our catfish looks like it's almost done blackening. We're gonna go ahead and plate everything up. I feel like this platter is really fitting for this situation. So we got our catfish. Since our catfish is done, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of salt on it, squeeze a little bit of lemon on it. Again, this lemon's perfect for stuff like this. It has a natural enzyme in it that really helps with your digestion. Also cuts through the grease, perfect match to fish. Go ahead and put this coleslaw right here in the middle. That way everybody can eat it. We're gonna do this family style again. I like to do a lot of cooking family style at home. That way everybody can enjoy it. You sit around. Gives you that opportunity to really get together and enjoy a meal. Now's the time to really reap the rewards of our hard work. Everybody's gonna enjoy this one. This is a great dish. Who doesn't like fried catfish, especially being down here in the South? It's one of those things that's a real Texas tradition, you know? Texas, Louisiana, anywhere in the South, we got plenty of catfish. It's a really hardy fish. Actually does really good in the drought. As everybody knows, we had a very big drought the last year. And these fish are very hardy and do very well during that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the blackening pieces right near the coleslaw. And what that's gonna do is it's just gonna give us something a little different than all fried. Whenever you get great organic food like this, you should really try to prepare it as many different ways as possible. Look at that, it looks great. Smells awesome too. Gonna turn off all these burners. And again, you always have to do your final touch with some nice fresh herbs. And again, that's just like the lemon. It really cuts through all that grease, gives you that nice fresh taste. Go ahead and chop these up. Try not to put any stems in it at all. You just want to have nice fresh herbs. Add that little final touch to it. Look at that. It's amazing. And again, the key to this fish is you go ahead and you can eat those fins. It's just like a natural potato chip, except it's got a lot more nutrition than a regular potato chip. We're gonna put our lemon pieces on there. And that's our wild organic catfish. So y'all keep on cooking and enjoy the outdoors. I'll see y'all next time.